Hello and welcome to the April energy forecast, guys. So April is the young wood dragon month, and it starts from the 5th of April to the 5th of May. Now, if you have watched the last month's energy forecast, and if you are a rooster, I've got a good news for you. Finally, the clash month is over. And this month, you are going to love it because dragon and rooster combines, which means that you become this month's favorite. So it's certainly a change of luck for you. So that is wonderful news. Now, if you are the first time watching this, usually I look into the 4 pillars of chart or the destiny chart of the month so that we can gain some of the key themes and what are the key areas that you need to pay attention. So this month, if you're looking at the monthly chart, that out of the 8 characters or 8 elements, all of them, 8 of the 8 elements are yang energy. This means that in April, the yang energy is over-energized, okay? So when the energy is excessive, for example, in this month, is yang, that is imbalanced. So, from the energy perspective, we like the yin and yang to be more balanced rather than tip over on one end. So this month, you will find that this over-energized, excessive yang energy can create this conflict, these confrontations, and sometimes hasty decisions. And of course, this depends on what are the charts, what are the elements in your chart. So it can affect different people in different ways. And I also want to mention that this conflict suddenly, due to this yang energy, right, they show up on the surface, but they are not anything new. These are some past accumulation. For example, if you have a certain area in your relationship that has this niggling, uncomfortable or not harmonious part that has not been completely resolved or moved through, this is a month, sometimes it can just like fireworks. Suddenly, it's just coming out of the surface, okay? So it can become confrontational, can become an issue or like an outburst, if you'd like. So this is always, if there is something hidden underneath, we tend to sweep under the carpet. This is the energy opening point. It will show up for you. So this is something that you need to be aware of. Now, if you have watched the my 2022 yearly energy forecast, I talked about 3 tigers, right? 3 tigers, and it's all about movement. It's moving. I don't know about you, but so far, everyone, almost 1 in 2 people I know, they're moving, they're changing locations, including me. I'm selling and buying and moving. So you probably one of those people, either or all of the above. And that's typical the year of the tiger's energy. And as you can see in these 8 elements that another tiger shows up. So there is another tiger. So it's emphasized this movement energy. If you feel last month was not there, things starting to show up. This constant movement is changing landscape. This unpredictability will continue because this is this year's purpose. This is year of the tiger's key themes is to get us moving. What is actually needs to expand, what actually needs to grow, or if things are not in alignment, do not actually trying to use the sticky tape to hold it together anymore because it will not last. It will not work anymore. It might work last year or before. This is a year. Things will just fall apart because the energy is asking you to move, to create changes, to create this sustainable, for long run stability. So temporarily, you will feel these changes. You will feel very, very uncomfortable. Like, for example, me using my own experience, I feel this so much. My home base is going to be uprooted. Not only I'm selling, I'm intent to buy, but I'm also moving my current residence. There's so many things has been thrown up in the air. The dusk, the bowl, whatever it is, they're all in the air, uncertainty. So we will feel so very uncomfortable, that. But I've got good news for you. I personally have learned so much from my personal situation, and I have something amazing coming up. If you are buying, if you are moving, if you are intending to shift, property related, and of course, we're going to look at Feng Shui, and I have some amazing supporting package to actually uphold you during this phase, during this time. Especially, I'm so infused in this energy to carry myself through. I have learned so many techniques. I have learned a lot of ways to manage my energy, especially going through these changes. So if you are like me, you are going through this major life transformation and changing foundation. Most importantly, home is our foundation. So I invite you to either join my newsletters or follow me on Instagram, because I have something is going to share with you in more detail in about a week or so time. Okay. Now back to the monthly forecast. So 2 tigers showing up. Young energy, it's all about movement. Now, this young energy will bring clarity to the surface. It will bring the hidden agenda to light. So if anyone have hidden agenda, if any truth has been concealed from you, things will be in the open. The confrontation will be in the open. The conflict will be in the open. All the open communication will be in the open. Okay. So everything, young energy is all about showing up to the surface. So this is what is being brought up to the surface for everyone, for the public, including the politic arena. You will see a lot of themes is starting to show up. Now, some of the key words are speed. So speed is this month's key theme. So you're going to have to get used to it. Things can change in a blink of the eye. Things can change like lightning. You will find your surrounding landscapes is suddenly shifting, that you really need to have a good grasp of your reality, of what is your current situation. What do you want? What are your intentions? So these are the questions you really need to ask yourself. And severity of the consequences. So this month can really go 2 ways. Depends on how prepared you are. And I've talked about this at the start of the year, right? The energy has prepared us for this evolution, for this consciousness rising, which changing rapidly. So for anyone who is not actually moving with this speed, moving with this intensity, that you will find life becomes very, very difficult. So many of us, I think if you're watching this video, most likely than not, you have been doing a lot of work on yourself, on your home, on your surrounding, on your relationship, on your consciousness and your energy. And this is so very amazing, because this month you will see the result, because it will go 2 ways. When you actually know who you truly are, when you're so anchored in your situation, even external landscape is changing. Like me, I don't even know where I'm going to move to. Where is it my home base going to be? What should I buy? things will have so many uncertainties in there. But if you are grounded, you know what is your purpose here, what is this change, what is this expansion, what direction you're heading, you'll be fine. You will really thrive in this uncertainty, because uncertainty do not mean it's unpredictable, it's unknown, but it also heralds infinite possibilities. Anything can happen, right? Any amazing things can happen, miracles, serendipities, lucky coincidence. All these things will happen in the unknown sphere. So we're going to have to embrace this. But the thing is, it requires you. It requires you to hold your energy, hold your ground, and really know where you stand. And this month will actually become a true testament of that. And another thing is leadership. Leadership is about the leaders, of course, in our society, in our government. It's really about this trust and integrity showing up, that the public demands the trust and integrity. Anything that has been concealed, has not really of integrity, will revealed to the surface, okay? Because more and more people will realize that regardless what kind of role you're holding, trust and being a person that has that integrity is the fundamental thing. And there's another layer of the leadership is also in terms of our individual, how we lead ourselves, right? How you lead yourself. People who can lead themselves can lead others, can actually really stand strong and thrive in this changing time. And this is actually the month to see how you can become the emotional leader for yourself, right? How you can really stay grounded and knowing what a direction or what is the clarity you hold onto for your work, for your life, for your business, for your relationship. So this is a month that really will test all that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the Flying Star Feng Shui energy in April, because it's, as I mentioned, it's these two really distinct black and white energy, because we're dealing with the overly young energy. So things is like a high definition. When the things become good, it will become so amazing. But if things is not actually holding up, it will just completely collapse. Okay, so this is our two extremes we're dealing with this month. And it shows up in the Flying Star energy too. So the two areas that we really, really need to take care of is the center of the home. Now, on the right, you can see this is a Flying Star chart for April 2022. For some of you that you don't know what Flying Star is, or you don't know what these numbers are, don't worry about it. Just, listen to the key themes, key energies and sectors. It will serve you well. But for some of you who are interested, and center, obviously the yearly energy is 5. So 5 also flies into the north. So center and north sector are the two areas that you need to take care of. Put some metal in it, put the remedies. If you've done Feng Shui with me, you know what you need to do. Avoid renovations, reduce noise, and declutter. Make sure the energy is free flow. It is actually keep it quiet and beautiful and attractive. You'll be fine. Now, I want to talk about two areas that is going to be so auspicious for wealth during the month of April. And these two sectors are the southeast sector and also the west sector. So southeast sector has this amazing investment luck, okay? Because the wealth star flies into the long-term investment and asset, which is the southeast sector. So if you have the property in your mind, you have been looking, or you want to sell, you want to buy, southeast sector, and if your home is a southeast facing or your front door is actually open up in the southeast sector, this is a month. Go out and then have a look of the market. There might be some really hidden gems showing up. Like if you've been looking for long, this could be the month, okay? West has a very different type of wealth energy. It's not a long-term investment, it's cash flow. Cash flow means cash in hands. It's unlike the, the asset, the capital is in the real estate or property. This is literally the cash in your hand. So if you are running a business, you're running a product or services, West sector, maybe try to do business in the West sector, move your office to the West. And if you have the West front entrance, beautiful. This is going to be amazing month for you, have that cash. Now, and this is where I really love the Feng Shui in this month of April is there's 3 sectors, they all Hetu combinations. For some of you who don't know what Hetu combination is, don't worry. They are auspicious. Energy comes together, have this kind of enhanced, just resonate and bring up this beautiful, prosperous energy, right? So there's 3 sectors, and then depends on what are the Hetu combinations, the implication is different. So in northeast sector, again, the Hetu combination are the 3 and 8. So 3 and 8 is really about this real estate luck. It's about teaching, it's about nourishing, it's about healing. So it's about self-caring, really, but all through the gaining knowledge and self-improvement and personal growth and development. Okay, so beautiful time to focus on that. If you have been wanting to take out some support from others and mentors or coach, this is a beautiful month to seek some energetic upgrade or activation. Okay. South sector is all about influence, reputation, right? And 9 and 4 Hetu combination is really showing up in that heaven energy. So this is very much the way how you show, it's all about presence, okay? So in order to know what kind of presence that you're showing up to the world to increase your influence or reputation, you really need to know what your essence is, right? And I'll always come back, when we're talking about essence, I'll always come back to the 4 pillars of destiny chart of yours. So that's your destiny chart. And this is what I'm saying. If you have been working on yourself, getting to know who you truly are, learn what is your destiny chart is all about, you will find this month is going to be really amazing. If you find last month, a lot of peace has been thrown up in the air, you've been going through some awakening time, very, very uncomfortable, I can tell you, I did that. You'll find this month some amazing revelations will come up. Like you will have so much download. You will have you will release a lot of things, like letting go some of your old stories. And this is the beautiful of the 4 and 9, heaven energy, right? It's like heaven seeking that higher guidance, okay? And another thing for this is really about communication. So when you want to show up with this true presence of yours and to have your unique presence in the world, you need to speak, you need to communicate with the world very differently, very uniquely. So that's south. The northwest is also beautiful. It's 1-6 Hetu combination. So northwest is really represents this dominant male of the house, or in our society is the leaders, right? It's those higher rank people who are in the leadership positions. And as I mentioned before, this is where it's really coming through honesty and integrity, because 1/6 is that metal and water energy coming through. It's about clarity. It's really about using that knowledge, that wisdom, that intelligence to lead. So it's really about thinking clearly as well, because the Northwest is about the head. Leadership is about the head in terms of our body. So it's really that thinking with the bigger vision rather than just looking at right here. So that's what really is asking us for April, asking the leader who is right in those higher position. And if you are in Australia, and of course, what is dominating the news is the election. And I'm not going to express any kind of political opinions, but I would say from the energy perspective, if the election is called in May, it's probably not very good for Scott Morrison, because we talked about his chart last month, and you can watch it if you missed that. He would have, or the months before, I think, he would have the fire penalty. It's not a good. It's probably the worst possible month if the election is called in May. So that's all I want to drop in on that point. So overall, this is basically what the April's energy herald. And I really hope that you will find April will bring you so many amazing elevations and activations. People who have been really care about their energy and move with the energy, you will see water paths, like, what's the word? Like, your path will be revealed. The water is like parting. That's what I meant. Water are parting, like, and you'll be shown. This is the young energy will show up on the surface. So solution decisions will show up. What it asking us, the key thing is to anchor ourselves, because there is a lot of young energy. We really need to bring that in. We really need to bring that in energy into the mix, so we can actually make a really grounded decision rather than a hasty decision. So any decision you make, hold in your heart space, ground yourself first, and really bring it to your higher self, so that, listen to the guidance, listen to the higher guidance, so that you will be able to have amazing development in the month of April. So I think that's all I want to share with you this month. And as I mentioned, if you haven't followed me on Instagram or haven't subscribed the newsletter, and I'm going probably only share this intimate offer with my community. So definitely don't miss out, if you do want to know the details. And I will see you next month. Thank you so much.